The cold of space was quiet and endless. The stars looked small and far away, like scattered lights on black silk. The human patrol ship Aurora floated slowly near the edge of human-controlled space. Its engines hummed softly. On board, Evan Brooks checked the scanner for any unusual signals. His partner, Lily Carter, stood beside him, her arms crossed as she studied the dark void outside. "Evan," Lily said, pointing to the screen. "I'm getting something. It's faint, but it's moving." Evan leaned closer. The signal was weak, almost like a whisper. "That's not supposed to be there," he muttered. He tapped the screen to zoom in. A shape appeared, barely visible at first. It looked like a ship, but old and damaged. Pieces of metal floated around it, drifting slowly in space. "Should we check it out?" Lily asked. Her voice sounded calm, but Evan could see the hint of worry in her eyes. "We have to," Evan replied. "People could be inside. We can't leave them out here." The Aurora moved closer to the drifting vessel. Evan guided it carefully, making sure not to hit any debris. As they approached, the scanners picked up life signs, hundreds of them, weak and irregular, like a dying heartbeat. Evan frowned. "They're alive," he said, "but they are weak. Very weak." Lily's eyes widened. "We need to be careful. We don't know what we're dealing with." Evan nodded. "I know. But we can't leave them to die." He called over the ship's comm system. "Prepare the tow cables. We're bringing them back to the station." Lily started working on the controls. The ship was old and fragile, but it responded to their commands. Slowly, they pulled the alien ship toward the Aurora. Inside, the passengers stirred. Strange sounds filled the ship. They were soft, but full of fear. Some pressed themselves against the walls. Others covered their heads. Finally, the alien vessel was secured to the human ship. Evan opened the hatch slowly. The airlock hissed as it equalized pressure. Then they opened the doors. The aliens were unlike anything Evan or Lily had seen. Their skin shimmered faintly in the light, pale blue with patterns that shifted like water. Their eyes were large and dark, filled with fear and pain. They moved carefully, as if they were afraid the humans would hurt them. One of the aliens stepped forward. He seemed to be their leader. His voice was strange, soft, and musical, but they could understand him through a translation device. "I am Raylan," he said. "We are the Avari. We are lost. We were cast out." Evan nodded slowly. "You're safe now. We won't hurt you. My name is Evan, and this is Lily. We're human. You can come with us." Raylan looked at his people and then back at the humans. Relief crossed his face, but it was mixed with fear. "We have nowhere to go," he said. "The galaxy. They do not want us. They say we caused a disaster, but it is not true. We were blamed for something we did not do." Lily took a careful step forward. "You're safe here. We will help you." The humans helped the Avari onto the Aurora. Many of them moved slowly, weak from hunger and fear. The children clung to their parents. Some of the adults looked ready to fight, even though they had no weapons. They were wary. Evan guided the ship back toward the human research station. It was not far, but the journey was tense. Every movement of the ship made the Avari flinch. The humans did their best to make the ride smooth. During the trip, Raylan told them more about his people. "We were part of a larger group of planets," he explained. "We lived peacefully, but the Galactic Alliance turned against us. They blamed us for the destruction of a mining station. They claimed we used a weapon, but it was not us. We tried to explain, but no one listened. We were forced to flee." Evan listened carefully. "That must have been terrible," he said. "No one deserves that." Raylan shook his head. "We lost everything. Our homes, our families, our allies. Only a few of us survived." He looked at the humans with hope. You You humans, you may be our last chance. Lily felt a pang of sympathy. She had heard stories of alien refugees before, but meeting them was different. They were not just strangers. They were frightened and tired. They were hoping humanity would do what others had not. When they arrived at the station, the humans helped the Avari inside. The station was small, but clean and warm. Doctors were waiting to check the aliens for injuries and illnesses. Many of the Avari were malnourished and weak. The humans offered food and water. At first, the Avari hesitated, unsure if it was safe. Slowly, they accepted. Raylan watched quietly as his people ate. Your people are kind, he said softly. We were not used to kindness. We only expected punishment or war. Evan smiled gently. Not all of us are like that. Some of us help. Some of us choose to do what is right. The night passed quietly at the station. The Avari slept, exhausted, while humans took turns watching over them. Evan and Lily sat in the observation room, looking at the stars. I can't believe the galaxy just cast them out, Lily said. It's cruel. They didn't do anything wrong. Evan nodded. Sometimes the powerful make mistakes, or they blame the weak to protect themselves. But we can help. We can show them a new way. The next morning, the Avari woke with renewed strength. They were still cautious, but they began to speak more openly with the humans. Rallan thanked Evan and Lily again. You saved us when the galaxy gave up on us. We will not forget this. Evan felt a sense of purpose. He had always wanted to explore space, to find new worlds. But this, helping those in need, felt more important. We will not leave you, he said firmly. You are safe here, Lily smiled. We'll help you rebuild. You won't have to hide anymore. As the day went on, the humans and the Avari began to learn from each other. The humans studied their strange technology, and the Avari taught them about their culture, their history, and the worlds they had lost. Slowly, trust started to grow. Evan thought about what lay ahead. The galaxy would not forgive or forget so easily. Some might come looking for the Avari. But he also knew something important. Humanity had the choice to be different, to be a light where others only saw darkness. And for the first time in a long while, Rallan and his people felt hope, not just for survival, but for a future. A future where they might belong. The aurora continued to float near the station, and the human and alien faces looked out at the stars together. For the first time, the edge of space did not feel empty. It felt like a place where new friends could begin again. And maybe, just maybe, where a small part of the galaxy could be changed by kindness. The story of the Avari and humanity was just beginning, and though danger might come, the first step had been taken. A step of trust, a step of hope, and a step toward a future that neither humans nor aliens could have imagined. Part 2. Learning to trust the outsiders. The morning sun rose over the small human station. Its light reflected off the metal walls, making the place feel warmer than it had before. The Avari were awake, moving slowly but steadily. Some still looked tired, but the children were curious, peeking around corners and looking at everything as if it were new. Lily Carter walked down the hall carrying a tray of food. She smiled at the Avari children, who had gathered near the common area. Breakfast is ready, she said gently. Come on. Try something. It's safe. At first, the children hesitated. Their large, shimmering eyes showed both fear and curiosity. One little girl stepped forward and took a small piece of bread. She sniffed it, then slowly ate it. When she smiled, the others followed her example. Soon, the whole group was eating together. Lily knelt down beside them. See? Nothing bad happens here. We want to help you. Raylan, their leader, watched from a distance. He noticed how carefully Lily spoke and moved. His people had been treated harshly for so long that they were suspicious of every gesture. Yet, here was a human showing only kindness. For the first time in months, he felt a spark of hope. Later, Evan Brooks went to the hangar to work on the alien ship. The vessel was badly damaged, its navigation system offline, and many panels melted from some past explosion. He knelt beside Rallen, who observed closely. "This is complicated," Evan said, adjusting some wires. "I have to be careful. One wrong connection, and we could fry the whole system." Raylan nodded. "I understand, but we must try. If we repair it, maybe we can communicate with the few allies left. Perhaps find a new home." Evan smiled faintly. "I will do my best. But first, we need to trust each other." Rallen hesitated, then extended a hand. Evan shook it firmly. It was a small gesture, but it meant something. They were building trust. Step by step, while the adults worked, the children played in the courtyard. Lily had taught them a simple human game called tag. The children were slow at first, unsure how to move, but soon they were laughing and running. Their voices echoed across the station. It was the first sound of pure joy in a long time for the Avari. Raylan watched them and whispered to himself, "Perhaps humans are not like the others. Perhaps we can survive here." Days passed, and the humans and Avari learned more about each other. The Avari shared stories of their homeworlds, lush planets with tall trees and flowing rivers. They spoke of cities made of shining crystal and mountains that glowed under their suns. Humans listened with fascination, imagining a galaxy filled with life so different from their own. Evan worked tirelessly on the ship. Rallen assisted, explaining the alien technology as best as he could. "The Galactic Alliance blamed us for a weapon," Rallen said one evening, "but it was not ours. A rogue officer created it. We only tried to stop it. We tried to save lives, but they made us criminals." Evan frowned. "It's hard to believe the galaxy would turn on you like that. But we'll help. You'll have a chance to tell your story." Rallen's eyes filled with a mixture of relief and sadness. "We have no allies left. Only you humans believe us." Meanwhile, Lily had begun teaching the older Avari children simple English words. They were quick learners, repeating words and phrases with soft, melodic voices. "House," she said, pointing to the building. "Food, water, play." The children giggled as they repeated the words. Slowly, a bridge formed between the species, one small word at a time. The humans and Avari were starting to understand each other, not just through translation devices, but through shared experience. One afternoon, a human council member arrived at the station. David Lane was a man in his 50s with serious eyes and a quiet voice. He had come to inspect the situation. "Evan, Lily," he said, "the council wants a full report on these aliens. Who are they? Can they be trusted?" Evan led him to the common area where the Avari were quietly working on small projects, repairing broken equipment and learning human tools. "They are peaceful," Evan said. "They only want safety and a chance to survive. They have been wronged by the galaxy. We have proof of their story, and they are not dangerous. They just need help." David watched carefully, but he still seemed unsure. "If we protect them, it could anger the Galactic Alliance. There may be consequences." Evan nodded. "Perhaps, but we cannot turn our backs on the innocent. That is not who we are." That night, Rallen spoke with Lily and Evan privately. "I worry," he said. "Even if your people help us, the Alliance will not stop hunting us. They will come for us. Even here." Lily held his hand gently. "We will not let that happen. We will protect you. Humanity does not abandon those who cannot defend themselves." Evan added, "We may be weaker than their fleets, but we have courage. And we will fight for what is right." Rallen nodded slowly, taking their words to heart. For months, his people had expected only betrayal. Yet here were humans showing trust, courage, and kindness. It was a new feeling, one he was not used to. Over the next few days, the Avari began to assist more actively around the station. Some worked in the labs, helping with repairs and studying human systems. Others helped organize food supplies and care for the young children. Their skill and intelligence impressed the humans. Slowly, they were no longer just strangers. They were becoming part of the community. One evening, a young Avari boy named Talon approached Evan. "Why do you help us?" he asked softly, his big eyes full of curiosity. Evan smiled at him. "Because it is the right thing to do. No one should be left alone and afraid. Everyone deserves a chance to live and be safe." Talon thought for a moment. "But others, the galaxy, they hated us." "Why are humans different?" Evan crouched to look into his eyes. "We have our mistakes too. Sometimes humans make bad choices, but we also have the choice to be kind. And we try to be kind. That is what makes the difference." The boy nodded slowly, a small smile forming on his face. For the first time, he felt hope that did not tremble with fear. As days turned into weeks, the station became a small sanctuary for the Avari. They slept in human quarters, ate human food, and learned human ways. And in return, humans learned from them. They discovered the alien language, their ways of thinking, and their unique technology. The station became a place where two species, once strangers, began to understand each other. Yet even as trust grew, shadows lingered. Rallan knew the Galactic Alliance would not forget them. He worried that their presence in human space would draw danger, but he also saw something new, a chance to live, to be part of a community that valued life over politics and war. One evening, as the twin suns of the nearby star system set, Evan and Raylan stood on the observation deck, looking out at the colors of the sky. "You humans are different," Rallan said quietly. Evan smiled. "We try. Not all humans are perfect. But we have heart. And heart matters," Raylan nodded. For the first time, he believed that maybe, just maybe, humanity could be the home they had lost. Not a planet, not a system, but a place where they could rebuild. The stars stretched endlessly beyond the glass. The future was uncertain, and dangers still waited beyond the edge of human space. But inside the station, for the first time, fear began to fade. The Avari laughed, played, and spoke freely. They were learning to trust. They were learning to live again. And humanity was there with them, showing that even in a galaxy filled with fear and betrayal, kindness and courage could create something stronger than any weapon, a bond between beings, a chance for hope, and a promise of a new beginning. The story of the Avari and humanity was growing, step by step, word by word, and day by day, and the galaxy, wide and endless as it was, would soon notice that humanity did not turn its back on the helpless. Part 3. The hunters arrive. The peace at the station lasted only a few weeks. The Avari were settling in, learning, and beginning to feel safe. But beyond the stars, danger was approaching. A large warship appeared on the scanners, moving fast through human space. It was sleek and dark, designed for speed and battle. Evan Brooks and Lily Carter were in the control room when the alarm sounded. Red lights flashed across the panels. "Contact," Evan said, leaning forward. The ship's ID appeared on the screen. It was a Galactic Alliance vessel. "They are here. And they are coming for the Avari." Lily's hand rested on the console. "How did they find us so quickly?" Evan shook his head. "I don't know. But they will not ask questions. They will demand obedience. We need to prepare." The ship's commander sent a message through a translator device. The voice was cold, sharp, and commanding. "This is Commander Varric of the Galactic Fleet. You are harboring criminals. Hand over the Avari immediately, or we will attack." Evan clenched his fists. "We will not surrender them. They are innocent. They are refugees." Varric's reply was quick and unforgiving. "They are criminals. You have 2 hours to comply, or we destroy your station." Lily's eyes widened. "Evan, we can't fight a warship like that. We are outgunned." Evan nodded slowly. "We may be weaker, but we are not powerless. We will protect them. We have to try." Rallan gathered the Avari for a meeting. His voice trembled slightly. But there was determination in his eyes. "They are coming for us," he said. "We have nowhere else to go. Humans have given us shelter, but the Alliance will not stop. We must be ready, even if it means facing death." Lily stepped forward. "You are not alone. We will stand with you. Humanity does not abandon the innocent." Rallan looked at her, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. I hoped the humans were different. I see now that you are." The humans began preparations. Small defense drones were activated around the station. Shields were strengthened as much as possible, though they were weaker than the warship approaching. Civilians were moved to safer areas, and emergency evacuation routes were set up. Meanwhile, the Avari helped where they could. Some assisted in repairs, while others worked on communication systems. Their technology was different, but they quickly learned to adapt. Talon, the young boy, helped Lily distribute food and medicine, showing courage beyond his years. The warship moved closer, and tension grew. On the observation deck, Evan and Raylan watched as it approached. "They are fast," Rallan said, his voice low. "They will not wait for negotiation. They will try to destroy everything." Evan nodded. "We have to be smarter. We have to use what we have to protect everyone." Varric sent another message. "This is your final warning. Hand over the Avari or face destruction." Evan ignored it. "We will not give up. Prepare for defense." The first attack came in the form of drones. Small, fast, and armed with energy weapons, they approached the station from multiple directions. The human drones intercepted them, destroying several before they could reach the station. Still, some got through, hitting the outer walls. The station shook, alarms blaring, but the structure held. Raylan and Evan worked together to strengthen shields. "Your technology is different," Evan said. "But it helps. We will hold them off." Rallan nodded. "We do not want war. We want to survive. But if we must fight, we will not run." Lily helped evacuate the children and some of the weaker Avari deeper into human territory. The corridors were filled with anxious voices, but she moved calmly, giving instructions clearly. As the battle outside intensified, Rallan made a decision. "We cannot only defend, we must act. I can guide a small team to board their ship. We may be able to stop the attack from within." Evan considered it. "It's dangerous, but it may be our only option. We'll go with you." A team was assembled. Humans and Avari worked side by side, preparing for the boarding mission. Rallan led, with Evan and Lily supporting him. Talon and a few older Avari followed, carrying essential equipment. The boarding pods launched into space. Outside, the warship loomed large, its hull black against the stars. The small team approached carefully, avoiding patrols. Raylan guided them using his knowledge of the ship's design and weak points. They entered through a side hatch. Inside, the corridors were cold and metallic. Alarms blared, but the team moved swiftly, disabling security systems as they went. They reached the central command room, where Varric was seated, observing the fight from a large window. Rallan stepped forward. "Commander Varric," he said firmly, "you are wrong. The Avari did not cause the explosion. They were framed. You are punishing the innocent." Varric turned slowly, his face stern. "You are aliens hiding among humans. You have no proof, and you are criminals. Surrender now." Rallan opened a device, projecting holographic images. The recordings showed clearly the rogue officer responsible for the explosion. It was not the Avari. The evidence was undeniable. The crew of the warship gasped. Some looked at Varric, confused and angry. "Commander, this changes everything," one officer said. Varric's face turned red with rage. He shouted orders, but many of his officers refused to follow. They had seen the proof, and it contradicted everything they believed. Outside, the battle paused. Drones froze mid-flight, as the crew of the warship hesitated. Humanity had held them off long enough for the truth to be revealed. Rowland turned to Evan. "We did it. Now we must leave before he recovers." Evan nodded, and the team retreated, boarding their pods and returning to the station. The warship moved back, uncertain and disorganized. The humans had survived the attack, and the Avari were safe, at least for now. Back at the station, the Avari children ran into the arms of their parents. Relief and joy filled the rooms. Raylan looked at Evan and Lily, gratitude shining in his eyes. "You saved us," he said softly. "Not just from the warship, but from despair. You showed us that trust and courage exist." Evan smiled. "We only did what was right. You deserve to be safe." Lily added, "And now the galaxy knows the truth. You are not alone anymore. We will help you rebuild and protect you." The station was quiet that night. The stars shone above, endless and calm. For the first time in a long while, the Avari felt hope. They were no longer running from the galaxy. They were standing together with humans, united against fear and injustice. Rowland walked among his people, watching them laugh and play. He had expected only danger and betrayal, but here was safety, friendship, and courage. Humanity had given them a chance they had not thought possible. Evan and Lily watched from the observation deck. "We knew it would be difficult," Evan said. "But we also knew that when the choice was between right and easy, we had to choose right." Lily nodded. "They may be different, but they are like us. They want safety, family, and hope, and we will give it to them." Rowland approached them again. "I do not know what the future holds," he said, "but I know that if humanity stands with us, we can survive anything." Evan smiled. "And we will. We protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is who we are." AP. The station settled into silence, but the energy was different now. It was not fear or worry. It was strength, trust, and hope. The humans and Avari had faced danger together and had survived. They had shown that courage and truth could defeat lies and intimidation. Beyond the stars, the galaxy continued its vast and indifferent journey. But for this small station at the edge of human space, the future looked bright. The Avari were learning to trust, and humanity had shown them that kindness could be stronger than weapons. And as the night deepened, Rowland looked out at the stars with new determination. He would protect his people, he would rebuild, and he would honor the humans who had given them a chance. Together, they had taken the first steps toward a new life, one where fear no longer ruled and hope could grow. The story of humanity and the Avari was far from over. The galaxy had tested them, and for now, they had passed. And somewhere deep in the stars, a new bond was forming, one that could change the fate of both species forever.